Well, good morning. You join me in the hide of Hayward Nature Reserve, so my little nature reserve here in Wiltshire. I've come over this morning, my back's feeling a lot better, so I thought I'd be able to spend a couple of hours in the hide. I've put some roadkill out on a platform with a log on it for the buzzards. I did that yesterday afternoon on my walk around the reserve. And what I'm going to do is also I'm going to take you outside in a second, and I'm just going to try and set up the drinking pool to encourage the marsh tit to come in. I know they've been using one of the feeders, but clearly I really don't want to take pictures of birds at feeders, so I'm going to set up a few perches, hopefully, or in the hope that they're going to land on the perch and we're going to get some good images this morning. So let's take you outside. So I've found two lovely bits of gnarled wood just here. There's one here. I'm just going to put that somewhere handy if I can get it to look nice. Hopefully a bird's going to perch on this. The hide's that way, so I'll be taking shots this way. The sun's over there at the moment, but the sun will be coming round. So I'm going to place this bit of gnarled wood here in the hope that the marsh tit is going to come down and we'll be able to get some decent shots. There's a second piece, which again I think will be quite attractive. I can get that somewhere. And what I'll do, I'm going to put the seed here. Hopefully the marsh tit and other birds are going to fly in, perch on the pieces of gnarled wood before they go down and take some seed. Now normally the marsh tit will fly straight into this feeder, so the other thing I'm going to do is just block that pathway. I'm going to put a branch or something in the way of the feeder so that the birds have to fly in and stop before going to the feeder, because that's obviously still an attraction for them. So I'll find a branch or something and I'll put it just here, just to stop that direct flight path into the feeder, and then hopefully they'll be coming down here and we'll get some decent shots. Okay. So I'm hoping this it's an old branch basically broken off one of the dead ash trees. Hopefully that's going to stop the direct flight into this feeder and might encourage them to land somewhere here. I'm just going to break a few twigs off to make sure we've got a decent background should they land. Right, I think we'll give that a go and see what we get. Okay. Now I've also put some seed in a groove in this log, hopefully low enough so it can't be seen from the hide, but high enough so the birds can see it and that they're attracted in. So really all that remains is for me to go in the hide and sit it out. Now you probably can't see, but just about 20 metres, 30 metres that way, I've put some roadkill out for the buzzards. I did that yesterday afternoon, and I came back this morning. When I arrived this morning, I didn't put a cam out to just take pictures of what came in, but something's already had a go at it. I'd imagine looking at it, it could well be a buzzard, but it might be a crow or a couple of crows that we have here. But I'm going to get in the hide and hopefully we're going to get some marsh tit come in, and you never know, we might even get a buzzard come in, and hope we'll take some pictures and some footage. Okay, let's go back in the hide and be quiet, I guess, and see what happens. Okay, we're all set up nicely. I've got some seed out, I've got some perches out that I think are going to be attractive in a shot. We've always got a decent background here because the background is the Hayward itself, so that's ideal. Already we're getting an array of tits arrive, but no marsh tit as yet. Whilst I'm doing this, I'm keeping an eye on the buzzard feeding station just in case a buzzard comes in, and I'll get some shots of that. I've got the A7R4 here with a 600mm. I've also got the 1.4 teleconverter on it. That's going to be for the marsh tit, hopefully, if we get one come in. And down here I've got the 200-600 on a A9 Mark II. So all set up, and I'm going to hand hold that one to get some shots of the buzzard if it comes in through one of the back windows. Other than that, it's just a case of waiting, and hopefully the marsh tits will come in. So no marsh tit at the moment. You know, they might not come in today. It's a windy old day. I'm not sure that'll have an impact on them, but you know, they might not come in today. We've already had great tit, blue tit and coal tit in using the new perches that I put up. But you know, they might not come back for a while. It's a great thing about birding, you never know what you're going to get. The thing about marsh tit is that they've got a large hippocampus in comparison with other species in the family. You know, a great tit's quite a bit larger than a marsh tit, but it's got a smaller hippocampus, and the hippocampus is responsible for memory, part of the brain that's responsible for memory. So there is a real chance that if they come into their feeders, there's a fair chance they're going to keep coming back because they've got really good memories. The other thing about the marsh tit is that they're monogamous, so they tend to choose a mate for life. So again, if I can get them to breed here, they're probably already breeding here to be fair, but if we can encourage them to breed here and get more breeding here, you know, they're going to be here for the extent of their lives essentially. So you know, really excited by that prospect of getting them to breed here at Hayward. Okay, still nothing yet, but I'll keep you posted. So as I said in a previous video, the marsh tit is on the red list, which means it's in need as a breed, as a species, it's in need of urgent attention. So it's just fantastic that I get that opportunity to you know, do my bit to help the species. So that's fantastic. But as yet, nothing in. So just be patient. This hide is north facing. So throughout the day, as the sun goes round, the lighting conditions on the drinking pool get better and better until a stage during the day when the sun's too low to get any light on the drinking pool. But you know, I've got at least 3 or 4 hours here of really good light if the weather holds. So let's just be patient and let's hope the marsh tit turns up. My back seems to be holding out pretty well. Although I couldn't carry too much this morning, so I didn't bring a tripod for the camera, so the camera's on my seat, so I can't sit down, so I'm pretty much standing here all day, which might cause me a few problems a bit later on, but at the moment I'm relatively comfortable. Again, we've got great tits and coal tits and blue tits in, but no marsh tit, but I'll keep you posted. So I've been here for the best part of an hour now. No sign of a marsh tit, so it's a bit of a shame, but that's the nature of birding, I'm afraid. Sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. But I'm going to stay here for another half an hour. Back's starting to play up a little bit in terms of not being able to sit down. I might make a makeshift seat from some of the timber I've got in this hide, just to ease things a little bit. But I live in hope. Let's hope the marsh tit shows up before I go. I'll probably stay here for another half an hour and that'll be it. And but I'm sure over the next few weeks I'm going to see them back here at some point. Okay, catch you in a bit. Okay, so pretty much gonna have to leave now. Got a few things to attend to. No marsh tit, unfortunately. Had a long-tailed tit, which is quite interesting, with no tail. So that's the first for me. And a robin and a blackbird and various other birds, but no marsh tit, which is proving to be a little bit elusive. But no doubt, with a bit of patience, I'm sure we're going to get one here fairly soon. Okay, so I'm going to go off, head off home, and thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Well, welcome back. This is day 2 of my quest for a marsh tit. There's still roadkill out on the buzzard feeding station, so you never know, still might get a buzzard in today. But I'm really primarily here for the marsh tit. I've not seen it for a few days, so but it's around. I have heard them in the distance, so they're around. Hopefully we'll have a bit more luck today. I've got about an hour here before I have to dash off, so let's keep a lookout, and I still want to try and get some still shots. It's a gorgeous spring day here in the reserve, Haywood Nature Reserve. So I rent this bit of land, the little reserve here. It's quite a waterlogged area, but in the summer it's lovely. Put a pond in, and there's a plantation behind me which is we're developing. As soon as my back improves, I'm going to put a hide up. I've got the hide, well, it's a shed basically, but I've converted it. So I've got the hide, and I will be erecting that. Still want to do my nighttime tawny owl photography project, which I will do, but it all hinges on the back. Even now, I've been here half an hour, and my back's starting to ache a little bit standing up. I do have a little seat here, but it's difficult to find a comfortable position with a slip disc or herniated disc. Normally, when the back's fine, I'd stay here all day, and I'm pretty certain we'd get the Marsh Tit, but it's not showing at the moment. There's a few bits and pieces, some finches, goldfinch and chaffinch, but nothing really rare or anything to write home about. I walk the dog in the wood, so whilst I rent this patch of land here, it's adjacent to Haywood, which is I think it's about a 20-acre wood. And I was walking the dog with my wife yesterday, and we heard the Marsh Tit, so they're definitely about. The other thing I saw in the wood was some feeders, so someone may have beaten me to it and put some feeders up in the wood, and as a result might be distracting the Marsh Tits away from my feeders. But there you go. I am going to put some nest boxes out fairly shortly. I've got some designed for small tits, like a Marsh Tit, great tit, blue tit, so I'll put those out. I got about 6 others I put together a while back. I made sort of the end of last summer, and they're for flycatchers and redstarts. So there's no reason why flycatchers and redstarts shouldn't nest here, but they tend to come through on passage on the way to west of England to Wales, which is a fantastic area for those types of birds. You know, spotted flycatcher, pied flycatcher, and the common redstart. But I really love to see them stop off here and breed. And one of the reasons they don't, of course, is there are limited nesting sites, I would imagine, here. And by the time they arrive, which is probably middle April, you know, all the resident tits have taken all the nesting spots. So I'm going to delay putting those nest boxes up in the hope that when they do come through, there'll be some vacant nest boxes, and we might get them nest locally. So that's the plan, but we'll report back on that at some point. Through April, no doubt. So really not a lot happening. Got 3 gold finches out there feeding. We've got a chaffinch, we've got a great tit. Lovely birds, but not overly rare, and I've taken many pictures of those birds in the past. So really just going to be patient. I'll probably give it another half an hour, because I say I'm getting to struggle a little bit standing up. So I might make my way home, but gradually I'm just, you know, the back's improving. Gradually I'll do more, and hopefully when the lockdown's completely over here in the UK, I'll be out birding normally, walking around with my Sony, my 600 lens, getting what I can. We do a lot of trips as well, so I report on the trips with a few of my birding buddies. I take her all over the place, basically, around certainly west of England and further afield if something rare flies into the UK. But mainly it'll be Wiltshire, Dorset, Somerset. It seems to be our Gloucestershire. We've got some nice spots, so I'll take you around and show you the joys of the West Country at some point, in terms of birding, that is. Okay, so I'm going to say give it another 30 minutes. So I'm going to turn this off, save the battery, just in case we do get a Marsh Tit in, and I'll report back in a while. Okay, all the best. Okay, still nothing to report. We did have a great spotted woodpecker just fly in, but all the birds seem a little bit skittish at the moment, and it's probably because we do have a resident sparrowhawk, or a couple of sparrowhawks, and it may be that they've been flying around and may have predated a few birds, and therefore the smaller birds are a little bit wary, but they'll gradually build their confidence up and come back. But it may be that we've had the sparrowhawk, and maybe this morning even, sort of to upset things. But Nothing doing as yet. No sign of life in terms of the buzzard either. They've got roadkill out on the feeding station for the buzzard, and yeah, nothing to report. Normally I see a flyby at least, but nothing at the moment. But we'll keep watching and hoping. So we've got 2 goldfinches out there on the feeders. Nothing on my new perches though. They haven't gone down very well, but they will. Wood pigeon flying past. And not much else, unfortunately, today. It's the nature of birding, the nature of bird photography. Many hours of patience, but it seems to pay off. Right, I think I'm going to have to admit defeat again. It's not consecutive days, but that's 2 days I've admitted defeat. So I'll be back again this week. I really want to finish this video off with a picture of a Marsh Tit. I've got a couple of pictures of them on the feeders a few weeks back, but obviously not, they weren't great shots when on feeders, so wouldn't want to really display those. So I want to get some on these perches, and I will. They're still around, so we'll see. So I'm going to head off home now, and I will return to finish this video. So here we are, day 3 of my quest for the Marsh Tit. So I'm back here at Hayward Nature Reserve. As I say, this is my 3rd session. I think that's a great tit outside, giving it some vocal. One thing you may notice that I've brought with me my new camera. I've got the Sony A1, which is my new camera, and on top of that I've got the Atomos Ninja 5 just to record some video footage of the Marsh Tit should it arrive. Now today it's a little bit, well, it's not as blowy as it was in the past couple of days. It's a little bit overcast, but the sun is breaking through every now and again, so hopefully we'll get some decent sun. There seems to be a lot of activity. You've probably heard in the background already, lots of bird song and noise. I guess as they're just all gearing up to breed and nest. I'm going to go away today with a Marsh Tit, whatever happens. So I've been here for 20 minutes, nothing to report at the moment. I've got the camera set up on 1/640th of a second shutter speed, wide open at f6.3, and I've got the 200 to 600 Sony 200 to 600 lens on today. So look, I'm going to carry on waiting, and I'll give you updates every now and again. So back to it. Well, just some bonus footage there. A great spotted woodpecker came in on a post it likes to feed on. It takes a peanut from the pile, flies over to the post, wedges the peanut in a crack in the post, and then obviously you know, pecks the peanut and breaks it up and swallows it. So I've been doing that for the last few minutes, and I've got some decent video footage of that. So really good news. So back to the camera. Hopefully we'll get some more, maybe some different species, but I really hope I can get some video footage of the Marsh Tit as well. So great news, we've had one sighting of a Marsh Tit. Unfortunately it flew straight into the feeder, so I've just been out to reposition the branch that I put in the way. So hopefully it'll come to the perch first and then hop onto the feeder thereafter, and I should get a shot. So much more encouraging, seen one. Of course this time of the year they're going to be nest building. They nest in holes, don't normally nest in the same hole I don't think every year, but they nest in holes and trees, and you know, line that with a moss and feathers, etc. Nice and cosy, but they're probably nesting now, and they tend to breed in May, tend to have lay their eggs in May, but they're going to be busy nesting and breeding at this stage, so you know, maybe they won't come in quite so often as they have done in the past. But okay, fingers crossed, and I'll report back in a while. So it's great when a plan comes together. So I had one Marsh Tit came in onto the new perch. I was only there, I thought it came back then, only there for a fraction of a second. Reeled off about 60 frames. You know, the speed of the A1, amazing. Fingers crossed that I've got one decent image. I think I have, and I'll actually show you that now. So there we have it, a really great session. It's fantastic when a plan comes together and you manage to get some footage and some still shots of the target you're after, in this case the Marsh Tit, and it's well worth the wait. And there's another one out there now so I missed that one. So yeah, fantastic. Bit long-winded, took 3 visits, but it's well worth putting the effort in. And I guess if you're watching this video, you're probably into birding, you're into bird photography, and you know how rewarding it is if you put the effort in and you capture the target bird that you're after. So again, thanks for watching. Please like, please comment, love your likes, love your comments, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I said the next video is going to be on the A1, and primarily its use with the 200 to 600. There's been some mixed press about the combination, so I'd really want to explore that in a bit more detail, see how they work together. So that'll be for the next video, but again, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye. So just when I thought it was safe to go home, the sun comes out and we get 3 roe deer turn up outside the hide. So I'm going to show you that footage, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best.